God, Kelly, congratulations.
Thank you. So excited.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I mean, obviously I don't get to judge, but I get to read all of the applications and obviously I get to make the phone calls. I get to just do the fun parts. And I read your application and one of the judges' comments was how you literally knew, the day if that money landed in your bank account, exactly what you would do with it. And when I read your application, when I watched your video, I was like, oh, yeah, you know exactly what you need to like propel the business forward. So I am so stoked. Yeah, congratulations again. It's absolutely awesome.
That's great. Thank you. Yeah, we've already got it all spent on paper. So now it's just all about getting the work done.
Oh, I love it. So let's tell everyone who you are and what you do.
So I am Kelly Stubbs. I am the founder and chief plant whisperer at Wagtail Natives Nursery. I figured I started my own business so I could give myself my own title.
I love
Um,
that.
so I grow native plants in the Snowy Monero region, only local natives, and we work with Landcare, we work with our government bodies around the area, local farmers, local gardeners, just trying to get as many native plants back in the environment as possible.
That's so cool. So why is that important to have native plants rather than just pretty plants?
Yeah, well, native plants fill so many different functions in the environment. So our native fauna is reliant on them. We're really lucky here. I've actually got flame robins nesting at our place, and of course
Wow.
wagtails as well. The little birds are my why. They really need the habitat. But I mean, of course, native plants do so much more than that. They look after soil health, water regimes. There's so much going on in nature that requires that balance. And things have shifted out of balance a little bit with the way humans affect our environment. We've altered things to suit ourselves, and sometimes we miss the details that, actually we really need to take care of nature. So that's part of why I'm really encouraging people to put in native plants.
Oh my God. I think that's absolutely incredible. And now you were awarded the $5,000 Spark Business Grant.
Yes.
What are you going to spend that money on?
Easy. So I'm updating some watering systems because hand watering any plants, not only is it less water efficient, but it's also really time consuming. So having automatic water sensible systems is going to make a big difference. And also cover greenhouses. So in the Snowy Monero here, we have really unpredictable weather, or it's predictably unpredictable, should I say. So at almost any time during the year, we can get really intense frosts. So we've got to
Wow.
protect those baby plants until they're big enough to go out into the wide world.
Oh my God, that's so good because you've already got the demand, don't you, for these seedlings and you need to expand.
We do, yeah. There's a small committed group of people doing this kind of work in the region. And yeah, every day I'm fielding requests for plants, and the
Wow.
numbers are getting bigger and bigger. So to be able to make those projects happen, I mean, otherwise, they'll go to less desirable alternatives if they can't find the local natives. So it's really important. And I'm very excited to have this enabling little cache of funds to make it all happen.
That is so good. And I mean, so exciting that people want to do the right thing and invest in the right plants and kind of restoring the balance back to the ecosystem. I think it's exciting that there's demand for this.
It really is, yeah. And it lifts my heart. And I think that's where organizations like Landcare are doing such a great job. People
Mm.
can turn up and plant a few trees and ask questions, or they can come along to a workshop and learn a little bit more about the relationships between pollinators and plants, or whatever it might be. And, food security is on a lot of people's minds at the moment as well. So
Mm.
anything that we can do to help those pollinators to give food for our local native insects is really important. So people are aware, people are taking those actions, and yes, it's a really hopeful moment.
Oh my God, I love it. And now, how did you find the process of actually applying for the Spark grant? Is this the first time you've applied, or have you applied a couple of times?
So this is our second time applying.
Cool.
The first time I thought I did pretty well, but I realized that what I really needed to do was focus on my message. I could talk for weeks on all of the reasons why this is important to me. I just really needed to focus in on that key problem, that we were looking to solve, the steps that we'd already taken to work towards that problem, the people we were working with on that solution, and then really say, okay, well, then this is what we need to do to create that solution. So yeah, I kept doing what I was doing, obviously, and just really focused on that pitch. And I mean, that was really useful for me, not just for this grant, but also for explaining what I do to anyone else that I can work with. You know, as I say, it's a small but committed group. So when we can find other ways to ally with others that are on this sort of journey as well, being able to clearly and succinctly state what we're about is a really key thing.
I always love hearing that there's more than just the money associated with the grant. I mean, I know how important money is and how vital it is, and now you can take those steps. But I do love that there are these little byproducts of actually sitting down and focusing and refining your message. Like, you know, going through that process, I know does help people just in the day-to-day of their business anyway.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And it actually helped me look for some opportunities as well. I went,
Oh,
oh, well,
cool.
okay, if that's there, you know, who else could I reach out to? Or if this doesn't happen, if
Yep.
I'm not successful here, where else might I be successful? So yeah. And
That is
actually
so
there are
good.
some yeses coming from other places too. So
Oh my God, that's
I know
perfect.
it's big. Epic is the word I'm using to describe Wagtail at the moment.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's one of my favorite words. So that's perfect. And did it take you a long time? I mean, so there's essentially it's an application form and then there's kind of the short 2-minute video. Did you find it took you days and days to complete, minutes to complete? Like, how did you find the actual process?
Yeah, the first time around, it took me a little bit of more time because I wanted to make sure it was about me and not generic. I
Mm.
did use some tools to do some generative um, documents, but then looked at it and went, well, no, actually, that's not me. But it was good to have the generic draft and then
Yep.
go, okay, so what am I actually about? And then marry them together. So I wasn't great at the initial generative stuff myself because I second guess. It's part of my nature. I go,
Yeah.
oh no, that's not good enough. Oh no, that's not, all of those sorts of things. So to have the worst draft in the world and then make edits was the best way for me. So second time around, then it was really refining. The
Mm.
application form itself was really simple, and it was things that were, questions about me. So that was easy to answer. And
Yeah.
then just trying to frame that in a way that made sense to other people, I guess, was the big challenge, but also the big win for me.
Yeah, I love that. And that's, as I said, one of the big things was it was just so clear. You know, you had quotes, you knew how much things were going to cost. Like you could literally pull the trigger as soon as you got that money. So I know that really came through on the second round of the application as well. So kudos to you. You're incredible. I can't wait to circle back in like 6, 12 months and hear how the little seedlings are going.
Absolutely, yes. And I have promised already when you called me with the good news that I was going to name one of them the Spark Greenhouse, and it's happening. So
Oh
I'm
my
even
God.
thinking about like little doorway designs and all that sort of stuff.
Oh my God. This is an unintended consequence that I am so thrilled about. Oh, I love it, Kelly. Thank you so much for sharing your story with the Spark community. Congratulations again and best of luck.
Thanks so much, Danielle.